So, this first presentation on business continuity was really focused on, the opportunity for risk managers and business continuity professionals to collaborate more effectively. I've been spending a fair amount of time in the industry lately on both sides of the fence, recognizing the synergies between the two were pretty significant. And I think more and more the professionals on both sides are recognizing that opportunity. So that's number one. Number two is really how you make it happen, how you bring it to life. How do you get those two collaborating together? It's not natural within most organizations because they sit in separate silos. They have different ways of doing things. They think about things differently. They don't think of themselves as natural allies. But so the how-to is pretty significant. And I guess the third piece is really just the why. Why would you spend time working on that relationship and getting those synergies exploited? And there's a whole series of things that people need to do to take advantage of that. And the second presentation is the risk and performance presentation, and it's really all about what we were just talking about. What is effective risk management? I call it high performance risk management. My position is there's actually a lot of variations on that. And I also believe that every organization has its own view of what it needs. You can tell them all day long it ought to be A, B, and C. But I really think it's going to be culturally driven, management style driven, based on priorities, based on the kind of company and industry it's in, and based on the kind of risks they have to deal with. So that particular presentation is about how do you define high performance or effective risk management within your organization, and what do you do to bring that to life, and then how do you measure whether you've actually done it or not. Well, the first order of business is building relationships. You've got to have relationships with people to get them to even give you time. The next order of business is establishing credibility. So convincing people you know what you're talking about. Okay, yeah, you're a subject matter expert, but a lot of people don't understand that unless they know you and you've been able to demonstrate it. And I guess the third thing is really just then taking those two things and turning it into something useful to other decision makers, other subject matter experts, risk owners, risk stakeholders, who you hope need your help in being successful in both managing their risks for the ultimate purpose of delivering their own success. I teach at universities periodically, and I get a chance to talk to these young kids about this. And like when I was in school, there's still not a lot of universities that even have these as specialties. So a lot of them in B school don't even know what risk management is. So I think if you can get them exposed to the discipline and just get a peek at what the opportunity is, how diverse it is, how interesting it can be, how influential it can be, honestly, how lucrative it can be, I think that the average student who was going to be a financial analyst or an accountant or you name it, might look at it much more favorably in the future. And I think there's all kinds of institutions and associations and educational organizations that are helping drive that, including, for example, the Spencer Educational Foundation, whose core mission is just attracting people to the discipline. And so as a practitioner, somebody that came in through the insurance angle years ago, I kind of fell into it when I got exposed to the brokerage world, and I fell in love with it. And so I really do believe if you get exposed to it in the right way, there's a good chance you might say the same as I did. This is what I want to do for a career.